Hi, I'm David Norris, and I'm serving up the perfect podcast, Pompey Platter with Russ, Daz and Haz. Play up, Pompey!
Murphy scores! A magnificent goal! That's just wonderful from Josh Murphy! Shaughnessy, great saving! Shaughnessy at the near post! Chance for Colby Bishop over the goalkeeper, off the post and into the back of the net! Colby Bishop! Lang's got his fourth! A fourth for Callum Lang!
Hello everyone and welcome to the Pompey Patter podcast, season 3, episode 4, Segs and the City. I'm your host, Russ, also known as Forgotten Pompey Goals. I'm happy to be joined by a Pompey fan who is also a Spurs fan. And when he says Spurs are going to win something, he means a moral victory and a new manager by Christmas. It's Haz.
I don't think I've ever said Spurs are going to win something. Even when they won the Europa League, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, well.
That's just down to Big Ange. My love for Big Ange is enormous.
You say when Andrew's around, you would definitely
I love
you're going to
Ange.
win something.
Oh, mate, honestly, I'd run through a brick wall for that bloke. And you could see why the players played for him. Despite it not going well, they still played for him.
Well, it all went wrong once he left. Everyone that loved playing for you wanted to leave.
Arsenal Arsenal fan as the assistant manager. The manager walks around with an Arsenal branded cup of tea. Like, we've got our Spurs' CEO is an ex-Arsenal CEO. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, Roberto Di Sperzi is at the wheel. So,
Big Ange or Big News?
hey, Big Ange dropped Ronaldo at half-time the other day for Al Hilal, so have that.
Right, and I'm also happy to be joined by a guy who I've realised isn't the only bald wanker on Twitter, as there is worse. It's Daz. You would understand that joke if you've been on Twitter. Neil Allen will understand it.
I was just trying to work that out myself. Like, and also if you're going to start hitting with these little like one-liners and stuff like that, me and Haz are going to have to think of some stuff to come back with. I think.
No, I enjoy it.
No,
I feel like when 8 out of 10's Cats does countdown.
Roast me.
Are you going to be? I know he's not here anymore, but Daz, are you going to be Sean, or am I going to be John Richardson? Or
mate, if someone said to me,
that's
Sean
the biggest
Rock,
compliment you could ever be given.
Yeah, that is the biggest compliment I think you could ever give any comedian. And
the only reason I went there is because he's got less hair than John Richardson, and like you have less hair than me.
That's true, but he's an absolute legend, and you don't get many like him anymore.
No, he was a legend.
Certainly was. Right, all three of us are proud to be sponsored by Florio's d'Italia, called the loveliest pizzeria in the UK by the Times newspaper. Daz, if you go to the till and mention Pompey Patter, how much % do you get off your bill?
20%, I believe.
20%. So get down to Palmerston Road in Southsea, go and have a lovely meal. It's victorious this weekend. Go and enjoy yourself and get a great discount just by mentioning us. Right. Shall we start with Saturday? I think we're going to discuss some very highs and some very worries in this pod. I think it's going to be a bit of an up and downer. So let's start with a big positive. Has you missed the game, correct?
I did. I listened to it on the radio. I was in the New Forest camping, but I have watched it back in full since.
Oh, in full. I love it. So you'll be able to give us a good dissect. Good. Daz watched it live. I missed the first 35 minutes, but has since watched that 35 minutes. So, Daz, I think I'm going to come to you first. Looked a bit of a worry that first sort of 5-6 minutes before Abu Kamara turned into League One Abu Kamara, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I think if Marlon Pack said it in the interview after the game, and that sort of they've been speaking all week about sort of the start they'd probably be up against, which is like is totally understandable. Obviously, that like with Lincoln, I think it's been 60 or 65 years since they've been in the second tier of English football. So the whole buzz around the place was going to be like through the roof. They've obviously finished and won on God knows how many points. How many games unbeaten in the league or something at the time? It's like 20 odd or something like that. And also, so there's a big hoo-ha around it, especially for them. And to be fair to them, they have a good atmosphere. They have a decent little fan base, like to make a lot of noise. And they were always going to come out the blocks. And the way they play, by being quite direct, getting the ball forward, I actually quite like the way they play. It can be dangerous, obviously, and then they do rely on set pieces. So yeah, so the first 5-10 minutes was very backs against the wall, very like twitchy bum kind of time. And apart from a couple of instances, I was quite impressed with how we dealt with it. Like they like to get the ball forward. There was obviously one instance, I think his name's Freddie Draper, when he went through on goal 1-on-1. Fair play to Schmid. Stood up, didn't like sort of go to ground and give him an easy sort of slot. He stood up and then after we sort of rode that sort of wave, Abu Kamara turned into League One Abu Kamara, and there's like, I mean, it was Carlisle away, you had obviously Reading at home, just flashbacks of those goals, and him setting them up. In the season we got promoted out of League One. But yeah, I mean, I thought defensively we did really well. Like, I can't remember how many corners they had in that first stint, but I think we dealt with pretty much all of them very well. And I think we dealt with them all the way through the game. Unfortunately, we'll get on a bit further, but the one, obviously, from one set piece, obviously we gave away a penalty, which is in my mind is very unlucky. Swanson couldn't do a lot about it. It's a split second thing, but it was a tough start, but I thought we came through it really well. I think everyone stood up and was counted. Everyone did their bit, and then, as you said, Russ, we caught them on the break.
Caught them on the break, and then Upstead's potential has a star in the making. A bit early, maybe to say. We all thought Dane Scarlett was going to be this player, sort of superstar, and it never happened. So we need to keep our feet on the ground. But this boy looks like he has talent.
Yeah, and obviously when you see that you're linked to a 17-year-old who's literally played the majority of his football in under 16s and 18s, and only in this kind of second half of last season really came into the PL2, and his first loan move is into the Championship. You do wonder, is it too high? Because we've had that so many times where you feel like the loans we've brought in are just a step too high for like where we are. They need to go down. That's a Tottenham special, really, kind of referencing to Spurs, is sending their loans too high too soon because they think they're the dog's bollocks and they're not. Vis-a-vis, probably Yang, Dane Scarlett, players like that, they go too high and they don't get the minutes, they don't get the regular game time. But with Kavuma McQueen, wow, 17 years old, instant impact. When he came on at half-time against QPR, you could see what he was doing, and we discussed it, obviously feeling a bit harsh on Brooke Smith, but once you kind of watched it, you went, oh, okay, yeah, I can see why that happened. And with that, 45 deserved to start at Lincoln. And it was a really, really good move all round from us. Obviously, I think Nico had it, gave it to Benji Arthur. A bit of movement, like from outside to in, from Abu Kamara. Really kind of Benji Arthur really fizzed it into Kamara, but it was just the right. It wasn't too hard. It wasn't like too soft to get caught out in the midfield. And then Kamara just takes it on the turn, and it's an unbelievable touch to take it away from the left back, who's marked. I think it was Adam Reach. And then he does a really unselfish thing, doesn't he? He could have ultimately Kamara could have ultimately had a long shot and it probably would have ended up in the crowd, but he gave it to Kavuma McQueen, who again, if you watch it back, his first touch basically kills the ball on that first touch, and again, it's a beautiful move. Gets a little bit fortunate with the deflection, but if you don't buy a ticket, as you say, he looks like a real player though, Kavuma McQueen. And from what Messino said, and I think Marlon referenced it about getting kids, youngsters on loan from Premier League clubs, some of them come in and they have big attitudes and things like that. And he said that he doesn't have that, which is what you want, because we actually have a really good group of players here throughout the entirety of John Messino's reign, ever really since he first came in that January. We've had a good core, and we've never really had like a bad egg, and I feel like that's part of what Rich Hughes and John Messino probably look at, as well as the ability wise, is looking for those good eggs that won't disrupt the camp if they're not playing.
Yeah, and it sort of felt like that was a bit of a dig at players like Harvey Blair when Pack said that, when I was watching it on Sky. Then second goal, I believe Kamara again putting a good ball into. Was it Segs that got fouled as well?
No, it was Kamara that got fouled right on the edge of the box.
Or was it McQueen into Kamara?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, yeah. McQueen into Kamara. Kamara won the free kick right on literally like probably a step forward. It was a penalty.
Not even that, like half a fucking toenail.
But upstairs, Segs, deflection or not, that was a goal. I don't think he hit it so hard it made no difference. The ball you don't even notice the ball changes movement or anything.
So it's only from the angle from behind you can see it kind of comes off the thigh, kind of skims the thigh of the defender. But even if you were to remove him, you can see that the keeper's not getting there.
Yeah, he walloped that.
Yeah, and also even if the keeper does get a touch or he does put his body in the way, it's coming back out. Like he's not, unless he's got super glue on his hands, he's never keeping hold of that ball. So, I mean, I get frustrated so many times when players are from that distance out and they're sort of just want to try and put it over the wall and stuff like that. It's like, just smash it down that side, right towards the keeper's side, and just see what happens. Because if you hit it so hard, worst case scenario, you get a corner or but there's always a chance, and fair play to him. I'm glad he hit it and what a hit it was.
I just can't believe it's the first free kick we've scored since Marlon against Oxford.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, when I saw that, I was trying to think back, and I couldn't think. I went back in my head to Ipswich at home.
That was before Oxford, though, wasn't it?
That was before that, yeah. But I mean, that was a beautiful free kick. It was right behind that as well. As soon as he hit it, you knew it was going in.
So that was Marlon's first season, right? So that's four years ago.
Wow.
Was it his second season? I can't remember now.
No, that was his first season. His second season, we got promoted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it would have been. Yeah.
That's crazy. To not score a direct free kick in 4 years is just fucking unreal.
And we've never really been a team. I don't ever remember us scoring many free kicks.
The height of it was Leaf from football going under the wall about 6 times in 1 year. That was the height of our free kicks.
Since the Prem days, I don't remember many free kicks, to be honest.
No.
And then Daz, you touched, unlucky Swanson with the handball, but I think the positive thing from it is how we responded conceding the goal. There was a part of me, I hadn't got to be able to watch the game yet, and I see it was 2-1. I thought, oh, here we go. But I thought the defence, the midfield, I think we certainly had a bit more of a balance. Obviously, the left-back situation needs sorting, but with Pack back there, just him himself just calms the situation. I thought he was the best player on the pitch.
Yeah,
you could. Sorry, Daz, go on.
Oh no, I was going to say, yeah, definitely was. As I mean, you weren't the only Pompey fan, to be thinking when it was 2-1, here we go again. But I think the difference is from going like having your lead cut in half rather than going 1-1, is that kind of you've still got that buffer of another goal. So maybe that helped relax the team. But I think the main thing was having the likes of Marlon Pack. And I said after the QPR game that when you're in a bad and a tough situation, like you sort of you go 1-1 or maybe 2-1 down, you've got to have someone with the experience to grab everyone around the back of the neck and say, come on, like, freaking get together. It's not the end of the world. We'll go again. And whether or not like Marlon Pack did that on the pitch, but is it a coincidence? I don't think so. I think having someone like Marlon Pack on the pitch helps, as you said, Russ, calm everything down. I mean, because obviously he's a local boy and you can see he absolutely loves the club. You know, everything's a genuine feeling and whatever he says is going to be genuine. And it's not just like a corny sort of Ted Lasso thing going on. Do you know what I mean? It's someone that loves the club, who wants the best thing for the whole club. And he can also design a very good football kit. So yeah, and I was worried. I thought, let's get to half time. If we can get to half time 2-1, then it feels like we've maybe turned a little bit of a corner, and I'm glad we did.
And then second half, well, to be honest, other than the first 5 minutes, it was just us, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the second half, even like that, I felt from start to finish, there was never a moment where I thought we weren't winning this game. And back to McQueen, he ended up killing one of their players to the point where he's out for the season. I can't remember his name, but he's done his ACL.
Doriqua.
He's their captain as well, I think.
He's a decent fullback, to be fair.
Yeah, but he struggled with him all game, and the moment he went down, I was watching it with my dad. I turned to him straight away and said, "That's his ACL." Just when he done his ligaments himself, you see it straight away. And then on come Josh Murphy for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
It was a great cameo, to be fair, though.
It was. Well, the first thing he did was nutmeg 4 players.
Yeah, in one go.
Yeah. But it's a worry, isn't it, boys? It's a real worry. Messina seems to think he's confident that he'll have a lot of minutes this year. Oh, I don't know if I'm convinced, to be honest.
I mean,
and this is why.
Go on, mate. Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, well, this is why, when we did our squad predictions, kind of in our WhatsApp group, I was saying that we could really do with 3 wingers coming in. And we're probably still a winger short now, or at least someone like Tyrese Shade who can play up front or on the wing, at least with a bit of versatility rather than an out-and-out. Just because, obviously, Murphy did so well in the first season with us back in the Champ, and then last year was a real bad season injury-wise. Obviously, we knew he was injured kind of from the first game. You could kind of tell something was wrong. And Messina even admitted in the press conference this week that he's taking some responsibility for why Murphy's injury has been so prolonged, because he's kind of, played him for 90 against Hull and other games last year, and Sheffield United and games like that. Wrexham. And he probably shouldn't have done, but he was putting the team first without really thinking. And I think maybe Messina's actually probably kind of another step of development and learning from him as a manager. That there was a bit of contact on Murphy at the point that it kind of seemed to happen as well. So I don't know whether, because he swung the ball in, and then where kind of there seems to be a bit of contact off of the Lincoln player, it's kind of just extended his groin and pulled it a little bit, and that's why he can feel it. But we did the right thing by bringing him off pretty much straight away, rather than kind of make him play on. If we are restricted to potentially 10 to 15 appearances of Josh Murphy this year, but they're good appearances, then we're probably going to have to take it. But that would require other wingers, because we cannot be relying on and then flogging Kamara and Kavuma McQueen for the rest of the season because Josh Murphy isn't available. So we're going to need Owen Kenny, who I don't know if he's injured because he hasn't been involved in the last two squads after being involved at West Ham.
I think he's just missed out, isn't he, because Murphy coming back.
Maybe.
We'll find out Saturday.
Yeah, well, we're going to need him. We're going to need Brooks Smith to step up where he can. But again, they're both not really for now, and it's a bit hard to say, right, you need to step up. You know, they're like 18 and 20 years old, fresh from Ireland and from Australia. But that's where you need to look at like someone like Keshi Anderson. But then he's out for another, 6 weeks maybe. So this is why you need to get another versatile kind of anyone that can play across the whole of the front line just to kind of take it. But I don't know if we're going to get a fully fit Josh Murphy ever again because of his age.
I think that obviously Murphy isn't going to be going anywhere, mate. Not that, like, one, I wouldn't want him to anyway, but two, obviously with his injuries and stuff like that at the moment, like, you're not going to get a club that want to like take him on, which might be an absolute blessing in disguise because I love the bloke and I want him here for another season at the very least. Like, I think if you can have a fit Josh Murphy for even half the season, like along with the sort of wingers we have at the moment, and hopefully likes of Anderson can get fit, I think that would be massive for us. Like, things at the end of the day, we want him for the whole season, or at least for like 90% and stuff like that. But if you're not going to get him for that amount, you want to get as much as possible. And do you mean what half the season is? 23 games? Like, in those 23 games, if he could be playing the majority of those games, he's going to influence them. And it might not be ideal, but if it's the best you can get, Josh Murphy for half the season will still be brilliant, I think.
Right, yeah. You wouldn't mind 23 games or roughly around that, give or take. I think the issue last season was it was just the players to replace him was just not good enough.
Yeah.
Where I feel like we're definitely improved in that area. But on come Ibu Adams, and decided to go, you know what, Devlin, here's your goal. I'm going to show you how it's done. But going for the other corner instead.
It's like kind of like a real phenomenon, really, because it's not a typical Ibu Adams goal. Obviously, we talked about kind of Rocco Shane kind of maybe having a couple of long ranges in his kind of armoury, but not Ibu. I mean, Ibu took it really well. Obviously, it was a misplaced pass from the Lincoln defence on their right side, and it comes into midfield, and it's just, he's got so much space because it's a Lincoln are kind of set up to attack, and it's so. I feel like I'll quickly go back to the whole game. This is the kind of game I feel like Lincoln were where we were in our first season, where you make a mistake and you're punished instantly by a better, more established championship team. Whereas, we make a mistake, and they had a couple of chances. Obviously, the one-on-one that Ben House had with Nico, and a couple of headers that they had a couple of free headers as well that they didn't take. And that's where the championship is so much harder than the League One, because when we stepped up, we were doing those kind of mistakes where we would give the ball away and then you allow a long, 30, 35 yard strike come from the number 6 as such, because he's got so much space that it's allowed, and it's not even in the middle of the goal, but the keeper still can't get there. It felt like one of our games from 2 years ago, but we're on the other side of it. But yeah, unbelievable strike from Ibu, to be fair. Just went away from the keeper, and although it wasn't in the corner, it had enough curve on it just to take it away from the goalkeeper. So fair enough. And if Ibu wants to pop up with one of them, a couple more times this year, then we'll take it.
Yeah, it It shocked me, put it that way. It was one of them couldn't believe it went in moments. Talk about a couple of other players who I think deserve a mention. I thought Benjamin Arthur had a really good game. Everyone said he only had a shaky 5 minutes at the beginning, when they all fucking did. Shut up. I thought he was brilliant. Every time he kind of did something, I thought, well, Paul wouldn't have got that. Paul would have missed that. Paul wouldn't have got his head on that. That's what I kept thinking to myself. Right, Haz. I'm going to come to you next about Benjamin Arthur. As I said, I thought he had a fantastic game. Were you impressed, considering it was his first start at sort of league football?
Yeah, Benji Arthur had a really good game, to be fair. Obviously, you see no Regan Paul in the squad, and ultimately all right, he hasn't started the season the best or with all the best of Regan, but you'd still be like, oh, fuck, here we go. With his hamstrings or whatever. He obviously felt his hamstring, but John said he'll be back for this weekend. But Benji did really well. He had a little mix-up at the beginning with Shocks, obviously caused the 1-on-1 for Lincoln. But after that, he settled in really well, kind of had that really good ball into Kamara that led to our first goal. Was commanding, won headers, is calm on the ball. And him and Shocks actually looked pretty decent together. So, kind of trying to segue a little bit into Bristol City, I don't think I'd be taking Regan Paul back in that starting 11 at the minute.
No, he definitely come along, took his chance and run with it, didn't he? Right. Anything else on the Lincoln game? Other than Swanson falling over. That was funny.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Funny.
That was brilliant. He just gets funnier and funnier every time you watch it, because when things like that happen, you replay it because you want to see like different people's reactions and stuff like that.
So you had Colby and Terry started laughing, didn't they?
I think is it Adam Reach? I think he's going across him when he trips over and he like turns back. He's like, "What the fuck's he doing?" Like, it's brilliant. And I tell you what, I mean, there's a very good chance he could have done his ankle doing that. Like, I mean, I've done it warming up where you sort of plant your foot and your whole ankle's gone over. I've heard a massive click and my ankle's done. So, I mean, the way he fell onto his ankle, he was a lucky boy not to actually done some damage. And just imagine that, like, at the start of the game, he does that and then he's out for months. Imagine,
That would have been our luck. But I don't know.
It would definitely be Pompey.
I don't know what was funnier, him falling over or McQueen's attempt at fist pumping.
They gave him so many chances. And I was saying to my other half when I was watching the video, like, they do the behind the scenes and that kind of stuff. And what I love is that when the players come over, you can see them looking around and seeing which one's going to do it. Like, they love getting involved and they love doing it. All that fist bumping at the end of the game. You could see they're like searching for the person who's meant to be, whose turn it is, and they throw them out there. And that shows a good sort of like connection between the fans and the players. And like, I mean, we've already said it, but it seems like we've got a good bunch of like people like in the squad who like to have a laugh, and they seem to be getting new lads involved as quickly as possible, and getting them involved, which is nice.
Right. Before we move on to Saturday, should we move on to some transfer news?
Breaking
Pompey
news.
Pompey have signed a player today.
Go on, say his name.
Ayad Mohammed.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I just loved listening to you say you can't say any kind of name.
I'm the Paul Merson of Pompey Patter, all right? I think that's how you pronounce it. It might be completely wrong, but I'm going on what I'm reading. Ayad Mohammed. Come from Portuguese club. I forgot to write it down. Casapia, thank you. We weren't sure yesterday if he was going to make the points that we were talking about the previous. Was it last week or the week before? It was
GBE.
The GBE. It looked like you might have missed out by one. We were hoping the club hadn't, done it again, but luckily it all got through in the end. Not much information on him. I think we've all had a little look at clips, but I'm going to say what I think, which is I'm not overly convinced, but happy to give him a chance. Massive unit, good passer, athletic. The speed of the Championship is my worry. I don't know about you Has. It seems like a position, is it something we can really gamble on?
Well, obviously, Jesper Cisse was the number one target. Well, supposedly, obviously, we've missed out on Gibson Yar, we've missed out on Métis Beloy, and then obviously Jesper Cisse. So that's 3 sixes we've basically missed out on. So he is further down the pecking order. It's hard to. You kind of look at the fee and think, well, if they were that happy with him, then surely they wouldn't be letting him go for under £500,000. Casapia they stayed up into the Liga NOS last year only because they won a relegation playoff against one of the second division teams that come third, because they do it weird. The bottom 2 go down and the top 2 go up. Then whoever comes, I think they have a playoff in the second division, then plays whoever comes 17th or 18th. It's very weird. I think they do it in the Bundesliga as well. But they literally stayed up by the skin of their teeth. Everyone's highlights packages always look good, don't they? Ultimately, you see a highlights package and it looks like you signed the fucking dog's bollocks. But it's hard to judge yet. You don't want to... your mind goes, is it going to be another Luke Leroux? You hope not. I think he looks technically better than Luke Leroux from the highlight, in inverted commas, highlights package, which I've just said you can't take too much from. If the club think he's good enough, then he's good enough. Let's hope it does work out and it isn't another Leroux. At least if it is, it's not that much of a significant fee compared to, Josh Knight, Leroux, where we've spent 7 figures on them, whereas he's only a much smaller 6-figure fee. It's one of them, time will tell. Maybe he's kind of a stopgap until we can go and get our next number one target. Maybe we go back to look for Jesper Cisse again in January or next summer if he can play more minutes and get more GBE points. We can look at, maybe we're waiting to look at it again and just get someone in that will do a job alongside Marlon for 6 months. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what he does.
Daz, your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I mean, what we said in the WhatsApp group, was it yesterday when I was looking at his clips, and as we said, obviously you can't take everything from those clips, but I like the way he moves the ball. He's a big boy, so he's gonna have the physicality there, being good in the air, taking up a lot of space. As I said in our WhatsApp group, it was sort of the only thing I was a little bit worried about was a couple of times he he was trying to let the ball come across him. He either mistimed it, so the ball rolled too far away from him, and he was able then to get control and switch it. Or sometimes he miscontrolled it, which again is just fine. It happens. But I do worry that, that's something in his game which obviously the coach staff are going to have to work with him, because in the Championship he's not going to have the time he had in those clips, because they'll be on him like a shot. And a lot of teams will work all week to sort of spot that and then go for it and sort of single him out. So let's hope that the club work on that relatively quickly. With the amount we paid for him, I think the thing is, when you, especially some European league, I know, obviously, the Spanish league is quite similar, where their distribution levels, it's not like over here where it's a little bit more fairer. It's the top teams get everything, and then the teams towards the bottom get peanuts. So the amount of money that we're spending on this lad from Casa, that's probably that could be a big fee for them. And yeah, obviously the television rights and stuff like that in other countries, even places like Portugal, is not great. So I mean, for us, where we think, well, maybe 400 grand, 500 grand is not a lot of money. Well, it obviously is a lot of money, but in football, it's not. So obviously Casa, that could be massive for them, where they can then reinvest it. So again, we'll see. He could be terrible. He could be turn out to be the best player we've ever had at Pompey. I mean, some of our best players have been frees. So let's hope that this works out. The only way we're going to know is when he's up to speed and he's playing. And let's hope that he's not another Luke Leroux, but we'll see.
Right, we've been linked with a few players since our last podcast. One today, Solly March, probably looks very unlikely. Still talking to Palace, I believe. Got a load of championship clubs. I'll be shocked if that comes to anything. Would you boys think that's likely to happen, or are you like me and think that's just our name's just been thrown in?
Well, apparently we've actually spoken to him, whether or not.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's a fake rumour.
No.
What I mean is the amount of teams he's spoken to.
Yeah.
The chances of him coming here are very slim.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of money that we can pay him compared to even them lot down the road. Like, I mean, Palace are gonna be able to pay him, even if he was on the least amount of money at Palace, it'd probably be more than like our highest earner. So, I mean, he's 32, so he's not going to get another move to like a Championship Plus team, I would suggest, in his next move after this one. So it depends what he wants. Like, does he just want to play football, or does he want to play bits and bobs, but earn decent money? And I wouldn't like blame him for doing whatever. Like, do you mean, why not make as much money as you can? Like, it'd be nice, but I don't know. It's one of those where it's best to think he's not coming.
Yeah, be a good hands, but if it did come, that'd be a hell of a sign.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And he covers a whole different, I mean, we're looking for a player in the forward line that covers a loads of different positions, like him, and obviously that, the Shade lad from Burton, who can play all along the front as well. So it'd be very nice, but can I see it happening? Not really.
Speaking of Tyree Shade, I just got this feeling this happens.
I don't know. Do we go and spend $2 million on another a player that's going to be potentially third choice striker?
I think they're probably looking more on the wing.
Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I'd be loving that. Again, investment in the front areas. I'd 100% be up for getting Tyree Shade in. I don't know whether it will happen or not. He was left out of their squad last match game, was he, I think?
He's been left out of the squad, and I see an interview with the manager where he didn't sound confident he was going to be still their player come the end of the window. It was more of a hope. He said, he basically was like, he hoped he's still here rather than, he'll be here.
I would certainly like to hope that we're certainly, still tracking that player. And
well, the noise from our side of journalists seem to be that he is very much the forefront of what we're looking for. So
then go and get him.
I generally think
if we were to get, whether it's that Chambers or Norrington Davis on loan.
Hang on, we'll get there.
No, I know. Just shut up a minute. If you were to get one of those two or another left back, we've obviously signed Mohammed as the 6, so that's that sorted. Then it really is just that kind of extra attacker, and Shade does cover all of those positions. Ultimately, he can play as a striker. He can play as a 10 if needed. He can play on the wing. So that kind of player we were talking about earlier that isn't necessarily an out-and-out winger or striker because you've got plenty, but they're not fit enough. You need a utility man as such, and he is that. So I would hope that we're certainly in for it. And if he ends up not moving, then that's fine. But if we were to miss out on him to someone else after having such long interest in him, it would be pretty annoying.
I think with this Shade lad as well, I'm pretty sure, but if I'm wrong, don't hold it against me unless you're going to do it ever so tightly. I think the difference is with Shade compared to our other strikers, because I know Shade can play along the whole line, but kind of he looks like the sort of player that's to go beyond the 9. So like if you've got Bishop and Moretzi who can drop in, like sort of flick the ball on, hold the ball up, he looks like the type of striker that's happy to be the one to go on. So you can use it like Moretzi come in, flick it on, and Shade will go. So, I mean, even though I don't think they'll look at him as a third striker, they'll look at him as like a second, like first and second, left wing, 10, right wing, and maybe second or third striker. But I think he gives us a load of options. And that looks like what we're looking for, because every time a local journalist hear him speaking, that's the kind of player they want. So, well, let's see. I mean, 2 million is, again, I mean, it's not massive sums of money in the football world, but if you accumulate all that money all together, if we're getting Shade, and just imagine if we got March as well, that would indicate that someone might be off.
With Shades, is it kind of not only just looking at it for now, it's looking at it for the future? Because you think Murphy's 31, struggling with injuries. He's going to be 32 in a year's time. McQueen is an R player. He will not be back. I'd be shocked if he's here next season. So getting him in, all right, it might be a bit bunched up at the moment, but he could be our future left wing going forward. Right. Has just touched on our 2 left backs that we've been linked with. Reece Norrington-Davies from Sheffield United, who was at QPR last season on loan, and Luke Chambers from Liverpool. Looks like it is kind of a one or the other. I don't know which is the preference. My personal preference would be Norrington-Davies, because I just think we need an experienced Championship left back.
He's more towards the Ogilvy mould of style of play, isn't he?
Yeah.
Than Chambers is.
Yeah, I think it, because he's got a year left on his contract. If we got him on loan, then, if it don't work out, great. If you want him, you can then offer a contract. So with Luke Chambers, if he does wow me for love of him, again, like McQueen, he ain't going to be back, is he? So then you have to find another left back next year. Daz, got any preference, or would you not mind either?
My preference would be Norrington-Davies, as you said, just because of the experience. Like I'm guessing, obviously, this Chambers obviously looks still pretty good, but I said, and I know sort of maybe Norrington-Davies might not light up the sort of excitement that some Pompey fans might like, but for me, especially for my fullbacks, I like them to be solid to start with. And then if they can go forward, that's a bonus. If you're a team at the top of the league, then you can sort of give up that defensive fullback sort of profile, because you're going to have a lot of the ball. But obviously with us, especially when we're coming up against teams in the top 6 or 8, I mean, you never know, we might be in there at some point, but you're going to need to be more solid defensively. And for me, where we are at the moment, I'd rather a more solid, experienced fullback. But that's not saying if we didn't get Norrington-Davies and we went with Chambers, I would still be happy. But I have seen stuff about the Chris Wilder saying Norrington-Davies is going nowhere, and I've also seen something from what's the newspaper guy? He releases all his stuff on like a Sunday.
Nixon.
Yeah, he said something about doesn't look like Chambers is going anywhere. So, but that would seem weird to me.
I wouldn't believe a word Alan Nixon says. He chats so much shit.
Yeah,
and he also charges people to fucking look at it on his Patreon.
Yeah, but then someone always releases it, or people can kind of work it out anyway, because it'll be stuff that's already been spoken about.
It's like the thing about Segacic. He literally said everything about nothing. Yeah, and it was the same. It was the same with Alex Crook and Jordan, to be fair.
I mean, and so let's see. As I said, I would prefer Norrington-Davies, but if we got Chambers, and I'd probably just be happy. But you never know; there might be another left back come out of nowhere if we can't get hold of those two.
Please welcome Jacob Farrell.
Right. Rumours on outs. The only thing I've seen before we get to the big talking point is apparently LaRue's been told again you can go. Now, assuming now we got this Mohammed in, and apparently he's been looking at going back to, it was Sweden he come from, the club-wise, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it looks like he might be going back there. Apparently, I've heard Hayden Matthews hasn't been in training the last few days. So do you think there's a likely chance that he's out getting a loan move? And then the big one, Adrian Segasic has been, I ain't going to say been linked. Just, I don't even know how to describe it.
A rumour came from a WhatsApp group from our end, and then it's all of a sudden, it was all over Twitter. Then Jordan Cross asked about it in the presser to Messino. Messino literally never mentioned Birmingham, and all he said was, "I'm surprised there hasn't been any concrete interest or bids," which there hasn't been yet, but would be surprised if there isn't any. And then all of a sudden, you get a headline on the news of Pompey breaks for Birmingham City bid, and it's like, that's literally not what was said. So that was massively clickbait. And then Alex Crook did what Alex Crook does best and joined the bandwagon, and joined in and jumped on it. And then now everyone thinks that Birmingham are going to sign Segasic. So it's just all of nothing. And Messina's also said that they've agreed kind of a time limit on when they would allow sales of key players such as Segasic, or probably Devlin would be in that as well. And I'd imagine that deadline is probably today or tomorrow, being Thursday the 27th or Friday the 28th, whenever you're listening to this. He's not going anywhere in this month. If he's going to go anywhere, it'd be January. Just to be sure, though, I would be, when the window shuts, I'll be giving him a new contract, and then stipulate in that contract kind of a little bit of a gentleman's agreement of, if we get a bid of X amount of money, then you're free to go and we won't stand in your way as long as that valuation is met by any club.
I mean, because this model of where we want to go down as obviously getting younger players, that's not just the only model. Obviously, we're getting in more experienced players when we can as well. But if we're going to go down that route of bringing in younger players and then selling on for profit, and that's how we sell it, we can't sort of say that to players and then not allow them to move on at a decent time. I think we should keep hold of them this season. As I think Had's absolutely spot on. Give him another contract, as he said, gentleman's agreement, stuff like that. Because I think if we can just keep hold of him for one more season, and he keeps going the way he's going, and he gets some international caps with Croatia, whatever money we think he's worth now, you can probably slap on another 2-3 million on top of that as well. Especially playing for Croatia, it's not like he's playing for, even if he went to play for Australia and Croatia, Croatia, I think, has a bit of a better standing within international football. I think you can make so much more money. But if we get a silly offer now, then, I mean, you can only do what you can do to keep hold of a player. If a player wants to go and the money's there, then, but if we haven't got a replacement lined up and we haven't got a replacement that can definitely come in, then just don't do it. And that's it. At the end of the day, you've got to look after the club. Messino thought he was looking after the club when he had, Josh Murphy, and obviously last season, and kept playing a bit too many times, rather thinking of the club rather than maybe than the player. And he's admitted that. This is another instance of that. If you can't get another player in that's going to match Segasic or be better, then don't do the business, in my eyes.
Yeah, I personally think he'll be here come the end of the window. I think, I think as you said it, if he's not in the squad Saturday, then the writing's on the wall. But I personally think he'll be here. I think it's just similar rumours that what happened with Murphy last season, really, wasn't it? Ended up being nothing. The club said no one ever come in for him. It was just talk. So these WhatsApp groups need to be deleted. That's all I can say. Right. There's no one else we've been linked with or that I've missed, or anyone going that I've missed.
I think so. We don't really know anyone else there's nothing out there to say who's leaving or not. It's only really Luke LaRue that looks like it's like potentially going at this moment, but we obviously do have to move out a fair few players. And I think it's one of those things where you have to you can't just force players out. They've signed a contract, we've signed a contract so they're well within their rights to not leave and to keep pick up money and stuff like that. But I'm guessing John Messino with certain players will be like, look, if we can't get you another club, we're going to just have to deregister you, then you won't be playing at all anyway. So the best for both worlds is if they can find another club. But it's not as easy as Football Manager. You're going to have to either release players early from their contract or pay them off, or get them out on loan. So, I mean, it's going to be a very busy, 5 days, is it?
Yeah, it closes at 11 o'clock on Tuesday, and we're also
exactly.
playing.
So, I mean, that's fine because obviously everything will be set up before that anyway, and the people that make those decisions, as in like players going in and out, will be like finalising deals, dotting I's, crossing T's, and that won't be John Messino. It'll be Richard Hughes and the rest of the other staff. So,
yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
But also, Messina did say in the press conference that pretty much after Saturday, it becomes sort of anything can happen, like it's in getting in as well, not just out, because Chaplin weren't at all in the pipeline, talked about he all suddenly become available, and they went, fuck it. So who knows, there could be another twist in the tail for coming in once the Saturday games are done. I think the Premier League clubs have to register their squad. And then you'll pretty much know who they're trying to get rid of, and things become a lot more clearer. So, exciting few days. Just if Segs goes, I'll be so mad.
He's not going. Stop it.
He's not. I don't think he is, but if he does, I'll be fuming. Right. Before we move on to predictions, just quickly, the new third kit has been released.
Yes, it has.
For me, not only the best of the three, but probably the best night kit we've had.
It's definitely. I mean, it's hard because like the best of the three, they're all unreal. I think it's the best. It's the best three kits we've had in, God knows how long. Like for years.
2008, the year we had Crouch back, was my last best three.
But like since then, so it's nearly 20 years ago, and I think Marlon Pack literally has a career already. I mean, you see his Instagram and what he's wearing. He's got bloody style, isn't he? So he knows what he's doing. But to have, not only is it your club captain, being involved in the squad, in the shirt making and design and everything, but the fact that he's also a Pompey fan in himself, you can see you've got the 100 years kind of shirt with the home shirt. Then you've got that kind of retro, the yellow one, the KGC one, the yellow one for the away kit. And then you've kind of got this kind of dark, what do they call it? Night, what do they call it? What was it they called it? Night action or something on the tweet? Can't remember what they called it now. What do they call it? For fuck's sake. Excuse me while I find it. Oh, of course we've got a fucking pop-up on the website we've got to get rid of first. Piss off. Night mode.
Night mode.
Like like a kind of an old style badge. You've got all of the colours matching rather than having a stupid sponsor being a wrong colour. It's all the correct colours. The sleeves, the little details, or the kind of around the collar, the bottom of the sleeves are all the same colours, slightly patterned, but obviously you can't necessarily see it. It looks amazing.
Will you be buying one, Des?
I'm not. I don't tend to buy tops and that lot just because I just don't get enough wear out of them. But that black one, the new one today, even the yellow one, like they're both tops that I think I could maybe get a bit of wear out of them both. And it's my big birthday next week, so maybe treat myself.
That big 70th.
I was going to go 60 and you went another 10 years.
What is the age, Daz?
40, mate.
The big 40, ladies
And it's going to be my birthday. I've got Cardiff at home on my birthday. The last home game on my birthday I went to was Accrington Stanley home, and it was 0-0.
Oh, they celebrate like they won the World Cup. I'll never forget that.
I got to meet Michael Doyle after the game, and I didn't realise Michael Doyle was younger than me, I think, when he said, and I was like, that made me feel old.
He got booked at the weekend, didn't he?
Did he?
He did. He got booked, Michael Doyle, at the weekend.
Yeah, but the problem is with Lincoln, and I think we had this problem before at Lincoln, especially with Messino, because he obviously likes getting involved, is that the fourth official is like 200 yards away from dugout, because the dugouts are like halfway down each side of the pitch.
I mean, if you're a fourth official, that's what you want, rather than like with us, Messino's one step away at Fratton Park.
But then he can't sort anything. But just imagine he's got to sort something out our dugout, and then he's got to run over to the home dugout to get that sorted.
True.
And that's the thing. That's what the fourth official there for, is to look after that, is to speak to the coaches. And if the coaches are going to have to wait, I don't know, like 5 seconds for him to get to them, like that like play might have already gone, and like there's no point in then like putting your point across.
Strange one. Has anyone ever been there? It looks like a shithole. But not the city, I mean the ground.
I've never been to Lincoln. Like, to be fair, I like those types of stadiums. Like, I like nitty-gritty little stadiums. I've never been there before, to be honest, but
that pop-up stand looks stupid.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like, but it's still it's Gillingham, but not total Gillingham away vibes. Do you know what I mean?
Not total Gillingham away vibes. Love
well,
that.
the temporary stand that's been there for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Shocking.
That scaffolding company must be making an absolute fortune out of them.
Well, yeah.
Can we have our scaffolding back, please?
Well, if it's there, they're still getting paid. So, like, they don't have to do anything with it.
Beautiful. Just have to come out and check it every week. Love it.
Yeah.
Right. Shall we move on to Saturday's game, which is away to Bristol City?
Absolutely, it is. The wonderful place that is Ashton Gate. So obviously Bristol City have kind of been all change over the summer. As we well know, there were links between John Messino and Bristol City. Opted and went for Michael Scabula of Lincoln at the time instead. They've been busy in the transfer window as well. They've signed Laurent Tolad from Plymouth up front. They've signed Don Ballard from... Brain's gone. Orient? Was it?
Yep. No, Lincoln, wasn't it? No, it was Orient. Sorry, yeah.
Orient. Obviously, they signed Gibson Yar. They've signed Sam Greenwood as an experienced kind of attacker, winger kind of player. You've got Sam Tickle, they signed from Wigan, the goalkeeper. They signed...
They signed the Luton forward, or excellent forward.
Yes, Elijah Adebayo.
Big lad, isn't he?
He is. They've also signed Jed Wallace as well. So, a couple of ex-Pompey. Obviously, you've got Rob Atkinson as well. So, there's a couple of ex-Pompey players there. They haven't had the best start to the season. 1 loss and 1 draw so far in the league. They lost 2-0 to Millwall, but 2-2 draw at St Andrews to Birmingham, which isn't actually awful. Like, obviously, the results you look at and think, only 1 point from 2 games. When they'll be looking for playoffs, really, probably. But the teams that they've lost to or dropped points to aren't exactly bad teams. There'll be teams that will also be up there. Can either of you tell me the last time we won at Bristol City in the league?
In the league, I was going to say,
Wow.
91.
Correct.
I only know that because I was trying to find a video of it for tomorrow. And I couldn't.
So it wasn't even Ashton Gate at that point. So that's how
No.
that's how long ago it was. So Bristol City have won the last 3 meetings by a combined 9-0 against us. They're unbeaten in the last 8 meetings at Ashton Gate as well, 4 wins and 4 draws. So we haven't got the best kind of record against them rather, at their place anyway. Obviously got referee is James Bell, as he has refereed us 5 times so far. The last time he refereed us, coincidentally, was 5-0 away at Bristol City on New Year's Day. So, going to the predictions.
Well, sure. Well, before we get to predictions, Daz.
Yes. So obviously we have teamed up with Fanalysis. So if anyone's listening, they don't know what it is. Basically, it's a new app supported by the likes of I think it's created by Gary Neville, Michael McIntyre, people like that. Basically, it's a place for like fans to go on, make up your own sort of profile. You can predict scores, you can predict lineup for your own team. The good thing is it's like basically all you can do is concentrate on your team, so you can't go and comment on other teams' chats and stuff like that. If you like your football chat with that isn't abusive and that sort of stuff, this is the place to do it. So far there's been some really good chats, really good sort of conversation going on. And so each week you can predict the Pompey score, as well as predicting the lineup. So what we're going to be doing this season is that any of our listeners, if you guys can get on Fanalysis, either comment on the Fanalysis feed when we put a message out there, or if you're on X or even on like Instagram or any of our socials, if you do a screenshot of your prediction along with your username, we'll give you a shout out and give your and put your prediction out there as well. So I mean, we've had 4 predictions sent in to us. The first one came from Stixie, and he predicted Desmond Tutu. The next one that came in was, and I like this because my nephew's called Zach and I call him Zacky Boy as well. Zacky Boy PUP, play out Pompey, obviously. He felt that we were going to sneak a 1-0 win, which would be absolutely ideal. And then one of our big fans and long-time listener, Bob, he felt we could maybe sneak a 1-1 draw, which I said a sneaky away point is always good. And then our last one was PFC 1898, and he felt that 1-1 would be the most realistic score. And what you can do as well is when you go onto the app, you can't see people's individual predictions that I've seen, but it gives you sort of an overall average score of what Pompey fans, Bristol City fans have been thinking. So Pompey fans, the average is like us winning 2-1 away. Bristol City fans are a little bit more confident, and on average they've gone for a 3-1 win to Bristol City. There's also an AI fan, which is called Fernando. His prediction is a 2-1 win for Bristol City, but he also did predict a 2-1 win for Lincoln City last week when we played them. So let's hope that's a good sign for this weekend, and we're able to pick up at least a point on the road, because very recently Bristol City has not been a very nice hunting ground for us.
Right. I think it's my turn to go first this week, isn't it?
I think it might be. What's the table looking like? So now I got.
Oh yes, we got some points last week. Finally,
Yes. So Russ, you got 0 points.
Woo!
You went for a 2-2 draw with Morazi. Daz, you got 1 point because you said it'd be 2-1 to Portsmouth and it was 3-1. I got 4 points. I went for a 1-1 draw, but I had Kavuma McQueen as my goal scorer. He also scored first, which then means it's 4 points instead of the usual 2 for the correct goal scorer. So that shoots me right up with a 3-point lead, top on 5 points, Russ on 2, Daz on 1.
Happy days.
Slow and steady.
Sorry, how many points have I got? 2 overall.
2.
I can't even remember where I got them 2 from, but I'll take it.
Segatic scoring.
Oh, yes. Right. My heart feels like... My heart says draw, my head says loss. But I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to take the 1-1, because I know probably both of you want that. Oh, I'm going to keep going. Bishop to score, and then obviously if he don't start, Maraisi does, then happy days.
Hang on, sorry, I was going to say I think I got that wrong. Segatic scored the first goal, didn't he, at West Ham?
Oh yes, so that'd be 4 points, wouldn't it?
That should be 4. So I'm on 5, Russ is on 4, Daz on 1.
Oh no, Daz, not again.
Slow and steady.
So I'm going to go 1-1, Bishop to score, unless Maraisi starts, and then obviously he takes his place. I'm
going to go with, obviously we go with what we're going with on Fanalysis as well, so we kind of stick to the same, which I've gone for a Desmond on that. So I will stick with that on here as well. I feel like Kamara's going to score this week. So I'll go in with Sir Abu Kamara.
Okay. Daz?
You absolute arse biscuit. Like, literally, Desmond and Kamara was going to be mine because he was going to be my Josh Murphy this season. So I can't do a Desmond, can I?
Nope.
No. And you can't. So you've got to go 0-0 or 3-3s, or you've got to pick a team to win.
I'll just go. We're going to go win then, aren't we? Come on, let's be positive there. Let's go 2-1 Pompey then. That's a missionary sort of.
Sorry?
Off the Peter Crouch podcast. Is it 2-1's a missionary scoreline?
I don't know, mate.
Standard.
I haven't listened to that for years.
It's good. It's still decent, to be fair.
Is it? I felt it fell off because it took about an hour for them to start talking about football.
Yeah, they don't really do that. It's not really like that anymore. It's
thank
not just
God
about
for
football.
that.
Yeah, but they've got Steve Sidwell on there, and he's actually pretty good, to be
fair.
fair.
I do see clips, but I loved the podcast. It's what got me into podcasts, because you just got to learn so much about football that it was just like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And then all suddenly it was like, right, this week we're doing this weird activity, and it took like an hour for them to finally talk about football, and it bored me.
I mean, it's like it's probably half and half of football and just like laughing at like random stuff. But I think they ruined it when they had that, was it Dave Statman, when he was on there for a bit? Like, I can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't like him either.
Nah, but that ruined it. But now they've just got literally Chris Stark, Sidwell, and Crouch on there.
I might give it another go then.
And they also had Kev the Kitman on for one episode.
Yeah, I did watch that. I had to watch that one.
That was a good episode. That was quite cool. And the fact that basically Kev the Kitman literally grunted and Peter Crouch worked out it was him. That was that was brilliant. Not too fair. But I think they call 2-1 missionary because it's like bog standard sort of scoreline. But yeah, let's go 2-1 Pompey. What are the scorers so far? Who's got who?
I went Bishop and
Kamara.
And Kamara.
See, I want to say Segs, but is he going to be?
Yeah, do you really want Swift to be your replacement?
No, it could be Solly March, wouldn't it? This is a tough one. Let's go Kavuma McQueen as well then. He's going to get another goal. He's flying now. He's got his first goal. He's the boy. He's going to get another one. 2-1 Pompey and McQueen to score.
Lovely.
Brilliant.
So we also have Tuesday to quickly preview.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got. I forgot who we got now. Who we got?
Derby at home.
Derby. That's it.
We always seem to play Derby on a midweek game at Fratton Park.
Do we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Seems to be a tradition.
Couple of Tuesdays on it, and then I think the last one we lost, wasn't that on like a Friday or Monday?
Yeah, I believe
It was a
so.
Monday.
And then we got absolutely arseholed away from home midweek as well. Was it
The Robert Atkinson show was on a Saturday, wasn't it?
That was a Saturday. Yeah,
That was the only. I think that was one.
Yeah, that was the first season, wasn't it?
We got arseholed 4-0 last year away, didn't we?
Wasn't that on like a Saturday night though, or Friday night?
I thought that was a Tuesday. I don't know. Seems to be a lot of Tuesdays midweeks, I suppose, because it's not too far. Derby have also lost one and drawn one. They lost to Charlton and then drew 2-2 to Cardiff.
Good game, that.
At the weekend, they have got... Hang on, for fuck's sake, hang on a minute.
But judging off of social media, their fans don't seem too happy.
So they've got Swansea at the weekend at home.
That'd be tough.
And Swansea have won one and drawn one. So it's not going to be an easy game. So they could be coming down still winless, effectively. It's quite likely. The referee is everyone's best bud, Samuel Allison, with the fourth official being everyone's second best bud, Gavin Ward. Yeah.
Jesus.
Literally the worst combination of officials we could have asked for. And we've got these dreary bastards in charge of the football. So any positivity, remove it from your ether because they're not going to give it to us. So Sam Allison has refereed us the fourth most out of any club. Only Sutton, Eastleigh and Leyton Orient he's refereed more. 3 wins, 3 draws and 6 losses with 26 yellow cards in those games and a hell of a lot of calamitous decisions.
Yeah, definitely. If you're into card betting, everything you've got on Tuesday night.
The one that still sticks with me was his performance when we lost to Crawley Town in the EFL trophy.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Back in 22-23.
Was that his first game with him?
No, we'd been refereed twice in League One before that, but that was where it really kind of came to fruition of how much of a shit referee he was.
Because did he apologise after that game?
Probably not. No, he did.
No, I don't think he did. I think the PGMOL did.
What I love is every club slags him off. It's not just us. Literally, everyone goes, when they say
even when he had his first refereeing match in the WSL, both teams, he had to be marched off because both teams were trying to fucking hurl abuse at him because he was that shit.
Well, he was awful for someone. I can't remember who last season. Then got a Premier League game.
But it's painful because I loved Fitzroy Simpson. Was it Pompey? So, like, to have... Is his cousin?
It is his cousin,
so he might not even know who he is. Does everyone know their cousins? I don't know.
Well, if he was a scummer, it'd be his sister. So, so last season, Sam Allison refereed us twice, both losses, 1-0 at home to Bristol City and also 1-0 to Hull at home as well. Interestingly, a lot of them have been at Fratton Park. So out of, how many games did I say he's refereed us? 13.
Something like that, yeah.
11 of them have been at Fratton Park.
I'd probably guess because he's based down this way, they don't get him doing any of our away games.
Can he not go and be based in the outer fucking Hebrides or something?
Could be. What's their league out there?
Go and base yourself in the fucking Outer Mongolia. Go and referee the Outer Mongolian 2nd Division.
Well, I'm sure Richard Hughes has got some scouts out that way because I don't know where they pick these players from, in these random little leagues.
There's a great country and it's called Iran. He can go and base himself there.
Right.
So Derby at home. So I think Daz goes first on this one.
Daz goes first on this one, yeah.
Get in there.
All right, Goldbridge.
Huh?
All right, Goldbridge.
I said the same thing.
No, never ever.
Yes,
call me
get
that.
in there,
Oh,
you
mate, he's a
prat.
dick, but he is funny to watch. You gotta
No,
admit.
he's not. He's
You
He is.
stupid prat.
No, he's
It's a
not.
prank, man.
I thought you boys had a bit of taste.
No,
Anyway,
he's quality to what I can watch him all day. He's
The amount of money that bloke has made by acting is sensational.
honestly, the things he's done. Me and my son continually quote him all the time. Oh, I love him. Right, go on, Des.
I'm going home now.
But Mark,
Well, see, this is a tough one, isn't it? Like, it always seems like, especially when we play them at home and we get something out of them, it's always
What
a
did we do last season against them at home? I can't remember.
lost 1-0.
We lost 1-0.
Couldn't defend a corner, and Smodics was left with like
Yes.
the penalty spot, wasn't he?
Yeah, I remember now.
But then before that, it's been 2-2 and 2-2, isn't it? I don't know what. I think we drew with them the season before that as well. I've got a funny feeling.
0-0. 0-0, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so obviously...
When's the last time we fucking beat him at home? Was it when Benjani got a hat-trick before he went off to Man City?
85 years ago.
Might have been. Well, when we got relegated in those 2 seasons, before we went down to League One, what was those? Can't remember.
I know we lost 3-1, because it was our last home game before we got relegated.
Yeah, and wasn't that game that sent us down?
Yeah.
The last time we beat them at home was 2015 in the League Cup.
Chaplin and
Adam McGurk.
Yeah.
Danny Holland's assist, where he just popped it over their right back.
The pre-assist, because it was Stevens that crossed it.
Against modern football.
Right, go on, prediction.
Right, Jesus. It's like one of those things. If I could tell what the performance was on Saturday, that would probably dictate my prediction for Tuesday, but I can't. So I'm going to go off of us playing last week. I'm going to go. Let's be positive. Let's go 2-1 Pompey again, and then I'm going to go Abu Kamara. I haven't got, obviously, Fanalysis predictions for that, because obviously you can only do sort of one prediction at a time.
Just remember, you got to put what you said. Don't change it. Don't cheat.
I'll put 2-1 Pompey. Don't worry about that, Sam.
So he stole what I was going to say.
Ha!
Or is anyone going to text me and steal the other one's answers? Who knows?
Do you do that before or after?
Has to be before the fixture, but it can be off air as such.
But then do I get told that then?
No, you won't know.
When we do it, when we go through the results, you do.
Yeah. So you could either just be ballsy and go, you know what, I'm having yours. I wanted yours, so I'm having it. Or you can go, Russ, I'm going to take Hazard's. Don't tell him.
But then I get no points whatsoever. Is that the point?
Is it we swap? I forgot what we said now.
You steal.
You steal, but what do they get? Just nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
Because they've been stolen.
There you go.
Right, remember, it's my birthday soon, so wait till after then. That's only fair.
I think I might steal on the Cardiff match.
That's not very Christmassy.
Right, you've gone 2-1. I think we'll concede, but I want to go for a win. Do I see us winning 3 though?
You just won 3-1, why not?
Fuck it then. 3-1. I'm going to go for Morazi. Because I think he'll start them.
Right. I'm going to go 2-0.
Oof.
Because I learnt with this game, and probably why I win it every year, is you don't really win it with the scoreline, just get the goal scorer.
And that's why you're going for Jacob Farrell.
Yeah, I know. Do I go ballsy and say Segs and say that he's fucking staying? I'm not fucking leaving. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? It's early in the season. If I make a mistake, I've got a long way to catch up. Segs.
Lovely. So
He's
locked
not fucking
in.
leaving.
Bristol City, Russ 1-0, Bishop goal scorer. Daz 2-1 Pompey with Kavuma McQueen. Myself is Desmond 2-2 with Kamara scoring. Tuesday night at home to Derby, we've got Russ 2-0 Pompey with Segacic as the scorer. Daz 2-1 Pompey, Kamara, myself 3-1 Pompey with Maraisi.
Beautiful. Any changes to the lineup before we move on?
I mean, I put it on Fanalysis quite early doors. I probably wouldn't change it, but when people were suggesting Ibu over Rocco Shane, not against that at all. Would understand it and would accept it. I just don't like changing a winning team unless you absolutely have to.
I mean, yeah, the only change I would make if you're going to make it would be Adams coming in for shirting. Not like as in, like, he didn't have the best game, but that's not saying that, like, I would drop him and, like, he deserves to be dropped. But my preference would be maybe putting Adams in there, like, legs, like Shane doesn't put a tackle in, and that's just him. Like, so I haven't got a massive issue with that. Hopefully it will sort of grow into that. But I think when you're playing away from home against a team like Bristol City, I think you need more legs, a bit more battle. And I think Adams would be the only change I'd make, and I'd like him to make that change. But if he didn't and he started Shane, then I'd be okay with it. It's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I would bring Adams in because I think, again, when you got Pack alongside you, it kind of allows him to go off and do all that explosive stuff where if he misses the ball, it doesn't matter, Pack's there, sort of thing.
And also, I think, like, as the game goes, let's just say, I mean, hopefully we're in a good position. And if the game's then opening up in the second half, that's perfect for Shane to come on, where he might have a little bit more time on the ball and then he can pick a pass a bit better. Because obviously at the moment, he's still going to be getting used to the league because it's a lot faster than he's probably he's played in the past. So he's still going to be learning a little bit, and maybe just giving him that little bit of extra time by bringing him on later into a game can help him ease into it a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Let's end with Hazard's Who Am I?
Oh, yes. And I haven't got the music ready.
Woo.
So, Russ is going to sing it this week.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Right, here we go.
Daz is bald.
Balding.
But still bald.
Get it right.
Lovely. Right. See if we can get past clue number 1 this week, shall we? Clue number 1. I played 12 times for Pompey.
In a weird way, I feel like that could help us.
I'm thinking of someone like Jake Jervis or who's the other striker? Not something Morgan. Not Wes Morgan, was it? No.
Thomas.
Wes Thomas?
Wes Thomas. Yeah.
Just thinking of
we went from Wes Morgan, like I get what you were going, to Morgan Thomas to Wes Thomas. We got there.
We got there. That's all that matters.
I'm just trying to think it might be a player from that era where, like, we had about 50 players per season.
It's not a bad shout. Or what was the Hungarian called? I forgot his name.
Gjorkes? No.
No, the like midfielder.
Oh,
played for like Plymouth and QPR.
Oh, what, the one that's missing at the moment?
What, he's actually gone missing?
Yeah, apparently he's missing. Like,
I haven't seen him. Well, I hadn't seen him since his shit performance at Fratton Park, to be honest.
I don't know if we've put something out there, but I know Plymouth.
No, we haven't.
I think Plymouth and QPR have put something out there, like, to say that sort of he's been missing for like a week or two.
I can't think of his fucking name.
Is it Buzaki?
Akos Buzaki, that's it.
Yeah, plays like that, it could be. Because those seasons
I'm going to go Akos Buzaki.
I'm not that fucking horrible to do it on the week he's missing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I am. I am horrible.
I'm going to go Wes Thomas then. Let's go Wes Thomas. No.
Clue number 2. My Pompey debut came one day after signing in a 1-0 defeat.
See, it could be a keeper as well, maybe. I think what keepers we've had that. This does just feel like that era where we literally had 50 players a season.
Yeah.
Just because we could only sign short-term contracts, didn't we? Couldn't afford longer-term contracts.
This is someone like Gavel G-Pez. And I'm sure he played most of the season,
so,
didn't he?
yeah. Because he was a starting centre-back, wasn't he?
Mm.
Because didn't he score once against MK Dons? And we went 2-0 up and then very early and then conceded 3 in the space of a minute or something.
Probably. Just trying to think of a player from that era, just to shout his name out. Do we have Shane Long at all?
No, not Shane Long, no.
Shane Long's never played for us.
Not Shane Long. What was his name?
The lad that was at
the centre back.
Is it a lad that was at Burnley?
Yeah.
Is it Kevin
Kevin
Long?
Long.
Kevin Long, that's his name. I'll go him. I mean, we had Darryl Russell, we had fucking Brian Howard.
Brian.
Is it Marcus Painter? Is that
Marcos Painter,
Huh?
yeah.
Have we had him before? Have we done it?
I don't know. I can't remember actually. Nicky Shorey, did he play? How many games did he play for us?
No, he played a few more than 12, didn't he? Yeah.
What was it? No. See, there's so many players from that era. Just trying to narrow it down to
And we won't be nowhere near it.
Yeah, exactly. It could be from the 1920s. Is it Sean? Not Sean Williamson. Oh, I'm just going to have a guess. Marcus
There is a
Painter.
Williamson.
Go Marcus.
There is a Williamson, isn't there?
Huh?
There was a Williamson, but I can't think of his name.
I'll just go Marcus Painter. Can't think of one.
We have had Marcos Painter all the way back in season 1.
I thought we had Marcus Painter.
Thing is, I can remember Marcus Painter when we were putting together our best 11, but based on you could only pick one player from 1 year or something like that. And I knew I had Marcus Painter in that, so I thought that might have been it. No,
that's the only time he's ever made the best list.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I've got to say my clue, haven't I?
Yeah.
That'd be helpful.
I've got someone talking. Clue number 3. My only permanent moves in football have been north of the border in Scotland.
Could it be Matty Kennedy? No.
He would have played more than 12, surely.
And he also played for Plymouth, didn't he? I think, pretty sure that was.
Yeah. So the only other clubs he's played for was in Scotland, yeah?
Yeah.
So...
listen to the clue.
Permanent.
My only permanent moves have been north of the border in Scotland.
I was thinking of Miles' Story for a second, but...
That's a shout.
But would you classified Hereford as permanent? Because obviously we played Hereford in the FA Cup and he was playing for them. We scored against us, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. But with Miles' Story, he was here for pre-season, and the first clue was he signed, and then the next day we lost 1-0. So it was someone we probably signed on a Friday.
But he might have been what do you call it, a trialist? Maybe not.
No, I'm sure he was here the whole pre-season.
It was a full domestic game. It wasn't a pre-season game or anything.
This is a toughie.
This is a toughie. Getting us back because I Hail Married.
Yeah. He came back angry.
Scotland. Permanent moves in Scotland. It was... How many games did Rowan Vine play for us?
Ooh.
Not Rowan Vine, Steve Lovell.
Oh. No idea.
Because he went off to Scotland, didn't he?
Yeah. I was thinking, when you said Rowan Vine there, but no, he obviously played for Luton.
No, he played for Luton, didn't he?
His podcast is a good one to listen to with that under the cosh. That's quite funny.
Oh, yeah, he's a nutter, Ryan.
He's not very, well, I don't know if he is anymore, but he was not happy with them, like, because they sort of, I think they left certain things out that he wanted in.
Suppose you've only got so much time in there.
Yeah, but I think he pretty much went after him on social media. I think he put out on social media some of the messages he was sending them and what he was getting back. It's a bit iffy.
I'm trying to think who else has gone to Scotland.
12 games. See, this could be like 90s and stuff like that, which we're just not thinking of.
I'm going to go Steve Level. He's in my head. I'm just going to... Steve Level?
I'm just going to go Miles Story. I can't think of anyone.
Yeah. Well, don't tell us. You've won, Hans. But can we please just have... Can we ask what era? Maybe not the year, but is it... where we wrote, was it that disastrous League One era, or is it more recent? Is it old?
Within the last 15 years.
Okay.
That doesn't help, I don't think.
All right, in the 2010s.
In the 10s. Right.
Well, that could have been the season before we got relegated. The season we got relegated from the Premier League.
Yeah. Oh, I can't think of anyone. Is he Scottish?
No.
He's not Scottish.
What's his nationality?
English.
Position?
Goalkeeper.
Ah, you said goalie, didn't you?
Coloured eyes?
Multi.
Huh. Is he ambidextrous?
I don't think either of the arms worked, to be fair.
Well, no, because he come from Cardiff. I was about to say that shit goalie we had. I was about 3 foot tall, but
Allsop.
no, not him. He only played twice, didn't he?
Even worse.
I can't remember. Murphy, was it?
What, Brian Murphy?
Yeah, he was about 3 foot tall, wasn't he?
Trevor Carson? No, because he was at...
No, he played like about 40 games. I'm going to have to concede defeat.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, boy. Ryan Fulton.
The young lad. Did he play that many games?
I thought he only played a handful of games.
Yeah,
he joined on a month loan, but played quite a bit in that month.
12 games in a month.
Jesus. I remember his double penalty save against Oxford.
And that was his debut.
Yeah.
And he,
the 1-0.
And he was part of that goal against Bournemouth, wasn't he? With that 55,000 passes. And a lot of them were him as well, actually. If you watch it, it's going back between, I think, Burgess, Clark and him, like just passing between themselves as well.
The most overrated goal we've ever scored that we've made a fuss off ever. It was just literally, like you said, our defenders and the goalie, and I think Bournemouth touched it twice.
Yeah, like...
it's not actually proper Barcelona-esque, is it? Because they were touches from the opposition.
Yeah, they didn't gain control of the ball, but they did like sort of get a foot or a head on something.
Yeah, it was very overrated by... I would say probably more by like the club. Like it was just like, and here's another footage, and here's another angle, and here's every touch, and it was like, it's attacking, mate. I mean, like, I get it. At the time, it was League Two against the Premier League, but
I mean, it was a great finish from Roberts, like quite composed in that. But I mean, as you said, I think obviously there was a few touches from Bournemouth that sort of doesn't exactly mean it was total football.
Supposed to be like 50 odd passes, was it? I can't remember now.
I think it was 48.
48. Yeah, I don't know.
Which again, like when we say Barca, like that used to be Barca as well. Puyol, PK and Valdez just literally playing it, and it like just meant nothing. Half of those passes literally meant nothing. And I know people might say, oh, you're just trying to open up and get people to think, but like certain passes literally mean nothing.
Oh yeah, massively. There's so much that people overrate. It's like assists. I think assists are overrated. You literally get an assist for passing the ball a couple of yards, but yet I always say, call back to Callum Lanes against Hull when he flicked over player's head, put it through another player's leg. Unbelievable bit of skill, crosses it in, and just because it takes a slight nick off a Hull's knee, it doesn't get the assist.
I mean, it's like
fucking stupid.
So Adam's got an assist for Devlin's strike, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, unreal pass, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. He kept it alive and stuff like that, so it is an assist. But like,
it's overrated, in my opinion. Right. Good luck to those travelling to Bristol on Saturday. Hopefully, by the time we get back, what would we be happy with? Realistically,
what these next
4
two?
points? 4 points from the next two.
What about if it was 2 draws?
Yeah,
not awful.
Not awful. So at least 2 draws. Anything worse, not good enough. Anything better, we're happy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely.
Cool. Right. Thanks everyone for listening. Peace.